God, I'm telling you, if you're not accustomed to lower digits, it's definitely a concern. It's definitely a force to be reckoned with. And I did promise to come back yesterday, so I apologize. But honestly, there were so many. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, uh, you know, regulars, voyeurs, wherever in the world you might fall in this situation. But I appreciate it. I was a little bit, I was doing an aerial view yesterday, which was pretty bad. So today I decided to, just do a little bit more effort, like try to detangle my hair a little bit or, like brush your hair. Like, I don't know, that was kind of a liberating thing to do. But around here in the southeast, it is pretty kind of blistering. Kind of reminds me of my visit to the Midwest, the deep freeze. Um, well, I used to work in and out of the deep freeze. But definitely in the southeast, I think even Jacksonville is more than dusted right now. As the experts are calling this what are they coining this? Generation, More than a generation worth of uh, since they've had that type of snow or whatever, the presence of snow. And in the southeast, most states, I'm not sure if it's a DOT, they don't have the equipment, and obviously they don't see any value in investing in the equipment. um, Give you a snow story. Some years ago, I believe Atlanta had what we called snowmageddon, and people literally were leaving their vehicles, I think on the 75, I believe. Was it 75, 75, 85-ish? Um, yeah, but luckily, I was just like, I'm not gonna go in, or either I wasn't working that day or whatnot. I'm sure I was going out somewhere else to work. But a lot of people had abandoned their cars. Good morning, Derek C. Williams. Derek C. Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, Derek C. Williams. I'm on there too, without a doubt. He says, I'm live on. You're right. I'm really kind of getting. I need to tell you guys about a couple of other channels that at least one other channel. Um, and of course, I'm in the southeast region myself, and between San Diego and the chill tolerance is pretty pathetic right now. But but I'm going to tell you, even these power companies, they tried to tell us even during in the blaze of the summer, even if it wasn't a blaze of the summer. Oh, here, customers, a way to cut down on your power bill is to cut down on your power bill, you need to keep your thermostat in the summertime at 68 degrees. And that was, the temperature was already in the 90s, but the heat index it was beyond that. So, and then something came out about, oh, well, you know what? Your actual heating and your air conditioning systems are not designed to cool you more than 20 degrees of the outside temperature. So 68 degrees for some people, they couldn't handle it. It wasn't working out. But I don't know what the tip is. I think they've already started the same kind of little shenanigans about the cold. So if you have a 17 kind of a morning, excuse me, I'm being a little bit messy. I try not to do these things in live streams, but today I just needed to do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you for being patient with me yesterday. But yeah, they said, well, I don't know. I'm not sure what the tip is this year, but these systems are working very hard right now. Even the AC, HVAC companies are working very hard right now. I'm supposed to have somebody come back and work on something for me, but they've been, oh, well, we've got some heaters. I'm like, sure. come back and see me later. Let's make sure everybody's warm. But, I just think this is a whole, this energy thing. I think everything's the trajectory is gonna be up, up, and up. The affordability of everything is out of control. And of course, sorry guys. Of course, yesterday, I haven't even gotten into yesterday's events because there were so many. Just when I thought, I'm like, I don't want to see this anymore. It just seems like there was the next person that the next person they passed the mic to, or the next event, they kind of kept the same tone. The same tone was going on from the time of the oath and, dare I say, I'm going to call it an invocation. Okay. All of that was going on. So let me read some comments really quickly. I don't want you guys to ever think I'm not tuned in and tapped in. I'm kind of rambling, but just talking about chill factors and me trying to, wearing as many layers as I can wear. I mean, I wear a lot of layers anyway, but it's like, it's so necessary right now. A heated throw is, I don't know if you have a battery operated heated throw would be nice. Okay, so let's see. What do I have? Stillwater says that was the year we moved back to Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. And in 1 week, the black ice came and we were stuck. Derek C. Williams says it snowed twice growing up in Greenville, Mississippi. Once in the 5th grade. Ooh, he's dropping numbers. And then as a senior, wow, Derek C. Williams. No, most deep south states aren't prepared. Yes, absolutely, still waters. I'm just, all we can do is just try to warm up and just, stay prepped and pray and stay out of the way. That's what was it, Mr. Potter that said that? I heard that a couple of times. That's not mine, by the way. I try to give credit to the author. Let's give these citations. But I think that's good advice. But I don't have any heat saving or energy saving advice for anyone. If you guys have got any, I'm more than happy to listen to it. I am. I see Derek C. Williams. I would suggest you view the dimming by, yep. Yeah, I think they're doing the amount of spraying. I will tell you, I've had a murder of crows. Not crows, but it's like buzzards. I've had a murder of buzzards. They were over at my neighbor's house. And then they were over at another neighbor's house. I was thinking, these animals don't typically hang out here. They don't. But they've been hanging out, and I don't bother them. I don't fluster them. I don't just run up to them and say, hey, you murder of crows, what are you doing in my neck of the woods? No, I don't do that. But of course, they're protected as well. I actually think that they are buzzards. My late grandmother used to talk about buzzards, and buzzards are not, they're kind of unsightly. I mean, they're unsightly, but I think they're peaceful. I think as long as you stay in your lane and, they'll stay in their lane. But yeah, so I hope you guys are staying, warm if it's necessary. You're doing what you need to do. But definitely winterizing is going to be an issue. Heating and cooling our homes, I've talked about that before. And what I need to do, what's necessary, I think, is going to be for me to, yes, they look like turkey vultures. They kind of have a big gobble under here, under the chin. And they're black, but these birds to me are huge looking vultures. And I swear there are about 35 or 40 of them. I've got a couple of pine trees, at least one that I've got to take out. But then my neighbors, I'm surrounded by, and I like that. I like that about my surroundings, but I've got a couple at least that I've got to take out. I'm going to take out at least that one and probably take out one pine tree. And then I don't want to take out the maple tree, but I think they're going to have to go because these storms are vicious. Let's see. Stillwater says turkey vultures, they are good. I mean, I'm not feeding them. I'm not advocating for feeding them or anything, but they were eating something. I think I read something about if they recognize some type of hot spot or warm spots, then they'll come and visit you. That's what I read, But yeah, let's see. She says, let's see. Still Waters. I don't know. Tell me. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to. I don't want to get miss. You know what? Yeah. Says I watched the videos on YouTube of making forever candles, and I made a whole bunch. They work amazingly. Let's see. She says the ones we have in Florida have white tips on their wings. They stand out. I'm not sure. These might have white tips too. They might. They might have white tips. I don't know. It's just they were kind of scary looking to me. But I'm like I said, they didn't come in my yard because I don't have any pets or anything. You know, the whole idea I was thinking about like chickens and all. Like, I don't know about that. As I'm familiar with, predators coming around, but no, do not feed them. They will come back for sure. No. What I haven't seen is we have some stray cats that, will come around, but since it's been cold, the cats haven't been coming out too much. Not the cats. So yeah, so I guess I'm just taking a coffee break or whatever. I'm just trying to be, I'm just trying to be warm. And I said, maybe I'll put on some more layers. Who knows? Whatever makes it right, But yeah, just a little bit on yesterday. I'm probably going to review a little bit more, but I'm going to be honest. Yesterday was kind of heavy, and some of that stuff, it was hard for me to watch. For the things I did watch, it's going to be hard for me it's hard for me to listen to them and replay. But I found that there was a little bit of blaspheming going on, just a bit, on that invocation yesterday. I mean, can you think about when somebody says, we should basically lift our hearts and be thankful for someone, to their parents. I mean, I'm not, to me, it was borderline. I'm going to be honest. When somebody refers to somebody as a gift, or like I said, there's a little bit of duality going on. When somebody starts thanking somebody but for their parents and this kind of stuff, it gets to me, we're getting a little bit of the duality somewhere between a eulogy and blasphemy. Okay? A lot of people that did not sit well with them. You had your mega influencers were there, of course, and not on the scene, not at the oath, not there, not at the Capitol, I don't believe. But I'm just saying, it's just like this Frank man. Whew, I mean, for people to be saying, for somebody to kind of, when you think about Mary and Joseph and Mary and Fred, to me, you can't get much closer to, it's there. It was there, and people could say what they want to say. They can cover their eyes. They can blame shift. They can get on the floor, kick around, screaming. They can get into a fetal position. They can turn into a pile of dust. It is what it is. Because you're going to have some people that are going to, no matter what. And they're all there as long as they can get. It's like the idol worship. It really is. I'm trying to tell you that he's not going to be able to do things. I'm not going to tell you what he's going to be able to do. But what I can tell you, and when I get the sense that somebody's being exalted, we know, words matter. Words matter. Yeah, words matter when you're surrounding, when you're working, the heavens, or telling people they should be thankful. I don't know if that's censorship or not. I'm just telling you like it is, but we'll see. Like, I'm not really, right this second, I'm not really exactly ready to go into that. But I want, with that much, that was enough in itself. Okay? That was enough in itself. But then Mr. Pearson actually talked about King Herod and him being after, Jesus. And he talked about, and you guys all know that they've been after him for a while as well. So that's where the people that know the book, they're not going to be gaslit. People that know the book, not just saying they know the book, but they can tell you where to find it, where they can go to the scripture and tell you where to find it, you're not going to gaslight them. You're just not. A lot of people are just being, it's like, I don't know, it's just like another level of, magic or something that's taking place. But I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of the atmosphere between the Arctic blast and fire, and you've got these looming. They're not done with the other stuff either. With the DEMICs, they're not done with that. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what comes up. But I appreciate you guys. But when I'm ready to go into more about that, I will definitely let you know right now, because that was like, there were so many things going on yesterday, but just that, the invocations alone, you got this person you got this person's take on it and this person's take on it. So it's kind of like a King Trump holiday. King Trump holiday. But then they're not going to want to call it. What are you talking about? That's not what it was called. But I'm just saying, typically it was. It was the King Trump holiday. And I didn't watch any of those other people invoking King and all that. I tell you what, who I am, I'm tapped into, what's this, Chad Jackson. But a lot of people have dug around in the past of KING. And a lot of people aren't going to like, they're going to deny it. They want to have their prayer breakfast. They just want to continue to idol worship. As long as they can have their idols and everything's good, right? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I appreciate you guys, per usual, for listening to my ramble and to my all we can do. But we'll see. Once I get a chance, to me, I guess I really didn't need to see anything else. I didn't really need to hear anything else, because I think there were other people that were echoing the same kind of thing. And then this reference to golden age, I think that's more, I see so much between Rome and Egypt I see a lot of that, more than I thought. I thought, what are people talking about? I see a lot, a lot going on here. But like I said, my little channel, I'm so harmful. I have a whopping, I've been stuck on that odd number for some years now. Let's look at Stillwater says fire and ice. Richie Rich. And then he worships Apollo. You're darn right. This is the golden age. Well, they're literally telling us what is going on from their perspective. Yeah, well, we'll see. I think it's only, to me, I just think that in I called it amalgamation day. I think that lasts longer than just like 24 hours. I think because I think he was already working on overturning some things, or working on some, dare I call it, executive orders online. I think, what was it, RB News or whatever, they were on yesterday. And so, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think, we've been given a pretty good bit of footsteps. We've been given some footsteps. So, yeah. But then yesterday, it was on one hand, and you had people that were, this is, we had one person, I saw one YouTuber talking about, this is not going to be some kind of kumbaya or something for Black people, but they're still doing Martin Luther King breakfast. So I guess that's doing something a whole lot for them. Hello to Donnie Zeeb TV. Hello, good morning to you. Yeah, but you're right, Stillwater. So I guess we just have to keep our eyes open and just have to we have to do what we have to do. But like I said, this is not over. But like I said, right now, just from what I heard from the invocation of that, what was that, a Frank Mann, I believe it was a Catholic man, and then what was it Billy Graham? And okay, but I'm telling you, it was kind of thick. It was much thicker on the Frank Mann. It was really, yeah, pretty thick, pretty thick. It says, we are the whole fast of Jesus, all remain in the gap. Said he prayed for the lost. I gotcha. Well, Still Waters, Derek C. Williams and Still Waters, I thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of my rant, my coffee, all we can do. All we can do in this Arctic blast. But I will check out, I think it's time to tap back into, but I think Davos is going on Geneva. Davos is going on right now. So I'm just wondering, I'm waiting to see what the UN/Davos Davos reaction is to this, and what moves they make. What are they doing on the table? Then the other thing was, Musk said something yesterday too. Safe cities, smart cities. Let me know what you guys think. You know, we talked about this before, that there were 36 cities that the World Economic Forum had actually had identified. I'm beginning to want to I think Los Angeles was already on there. San Francisco, Los Angeles, shout out to Marcy T. But I'm just saying, it's to me that BBB, that triple B, Build Back Better, right? Build Back Better is still alive and well, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, we'll see. But it's definitely a one to watch. This is a formative assessment that I'm making. So you're not going to come here and get a shutdown, assessment, because these things are ongoing, right? The development is ongoing. But you got the thesis. You got your thesis, whether you like it or not. If you hadn't found out what the thesis is, that's on you. That's your problem. Okay? Yeah, I hate to say, what did they used to say? Ask someone. If you don't know what's in the thesis, you might start over again. Start over. And then you'll see. It's there. It's there. All right, guys, we'll see. I don't know. I may come back later. I don't know. Right now I'm just, strategically, trying to keep warm. I mean, I'm not cold, but this is just, it's unseasonably. I don't think these systems, e.g. the heating, the furnaces, I don't think they're equipped to deal with these blasts. Even if you are 50 degrees higher, if you're 50 degrees warmer in your house than it is outside, well, in this case, it's probably, if you're at a 17 and your house is at 70, let me get my math together. Would that make you 53 degrees? If you're 53 degrees warmer in your house, but I'm telling you, that poor system is working hard to get you to 72 degrees, get you to 70, get you to, it's working hard to get you to 60 degrees warmer than it is outside. It really is. And I don't know, honestly, guys, I think we probably should prepare for, the preppers should be the EMG type preppers. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with those channels, if those channels even exist, because I think a lot of things have just kind of died down and there's a pile of ashes, You got that branch out there that's worn, and then there's a pile of ashes out there in front of them, and here I'm talking John Steinbeck and okay, guys, I'll stop. And that might be another channel that I'll do, because I do think literature is it's a big blueprint into the things that we're experiencing right now. Yeah, I do. I think literature has told us a lot, and we weren't listening, or we avoided it. Maybe we avoided it because we didn't want to see. We didn't want to see all of this coming. But so I don't know, lanterns, not just winterizing, but blackout, but just opacarize. You need an opacarizing emergency kit right about now, because if you, still waters, to your point, they're testing the grid, and if the grid goes out, then that's going to create a situation in which people are going to be, not only are they going to be cold, but they're going to be in the dark. And see, there again, what was it? Biden talked about some years ago about the cold, dark winter, the dark winter. And I think this is it. I think this is actually more or less the beginning of it. And that era was going to outlast his, quote, presidency, end quote. The dark winter is going to outlast. It might outlast this, it might last another 4 years, it might last another 8 years. But I think this is all the transition. This is the incremental that has to happen. It has to. Stillwater says they put stuff in books that they knew only certain people would find. The rest they put in movies and TV because they knew the masses would see it, but not know what the hell they were seeing. Touche. Yes, 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 yes. And it continues, and it continues. And just about every revolution, the people retaliated either through words, or either these authors were retaliating and were articulating what the average person, couldn't get to. Because, automation, the first industrial revolution all over the world, the Britain, United States, it affected things. It inconvenienced people. It did. And this fourth industrial revolution is no less. I think automation is going to be it's going to deliver a sweeping blow. And a lot of people don't see it. I had somebody tell me, well, I said, I'm not a big fan of some of these, these ventures, all these AIs, and AI is the savior, right? She said, well, if you don't, you're going to be left behind. And I'm just thinking, how so? Tell me how. How? I'm not the type of, maybe you're going to be left behind, but, technology didn't exactly, we were the technology. You were the spell check. You were the spell check. You were the calculator before man could figure out how to upload these things. And man is still the man behind the curtain. The man is still the man behind AI. Now, the minute that it has other capabilities, that's where our concern should be. But here again, I've been on here for a whopping 28 minutes and 30 seconds. But yes, we'll see if I come back. I don't know, like I said yesterday, there were so many events. But like I said, the most impactful ones were head on. The beginning of things, and how people remember the beginning of things and people remember the last things. All that stuff in the middle, that fluff in the middle, I didn't really need to see that. So we'll see. Let's see. Stillwater says, we know them by their fruit. A dark comedy movie called Nothing But Trouble has Tupac in it, and he is singing a song in a courtroom all around the world. Singing the song. Yes, yes. Well, I thank you guys so much again for your patience and for tuning in. And if possible, I'll come back. I know I've been delayed, that whole studio thing. I need to make a couple more purchases, and I'll probably do it today, and because I haven't really been coming in studio. Sometimes it's a lot more fun to not go in studio. Yeah. All right, guys. So we'll see what happens later. If you have anything to share, if you want to send anything via email, let me know. And until then, guys, try to stay warm. Maybe I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.